Hello and welcome back to Forspoken. This is BioEnchanted, and today we will be doing a bit of exploration. We have a bunch of question marks that I've marked with those little purple things, so that way we'll be easily able to keep track of them all. But on the way down there, we have to meet a new character first.
You're Frey, aren't you? The one who used their amazing powers to drive back the monsters. I'm Pilo. Can't believe I'm talking to the hero who saved the city.
I'm not a hero. Not now, never will be. Did you want something?
Just wondering if there's anything I can do. I don't know, I could... Hey, I could show you around town. You haven't been here long, right?
A guided tour, what an excellent idea. Certainly couldn't hurt to get the lay of the
No,
land.
thanks, but I'm not in the mood.
Oh, don't say that. Look, I'll be waiting for you, all right? When you're ready, just let me know.
Pilo's an idiot, but he's cute. We'll deal with him later, though. Because the way I'm going to split these up is, again, to avoid like video artifacts, is this time I'm going to do all these little question marks, and then I'm going to do detours, and then the plot. So let's see what this new shop's like, shall we?
Interested in these here books, are you? You've got a good eye. They're treasures of a sort, all rescued from the abandoned Cognition's guilds.
Oh, cool. Hey, this one actually looks useful. It's about crafting.
It certainly seems like it might be worth your while.
I'd be happy to give it to you. For a price. I collect old things, see? Find some and I might just be persuadable.
What about this old coin?
Well now, isn't that a beauty? I'll need more than one of those depending on the book, but here, have a look.
And here we have what the old coins are actually for.
Anything
They
to
are
take
for
your
exchanging with
fancy?
shops. And these books are quite handy because they give, with the crafting things, they give unique abilities that you can add to
doing
things
business with
that you wouldn't otherwise have. So improved resistance to having our stamina slowed down, and we're also going to get improved resistance to being dazed as well.
I need to ask Bob about those Tyrannas.
So let's go see what these other question marks are about, shall we?
You're young Olivia's friend. Elif, this is the girl Olivia was talking about.
The amazing girl?
Oh, come on. I wouldn't go that far.
Olivia used to look after my Elif a lot, you know. But I never heard her talk about another grown-up like she did you. You must have been very special to her.
You think so?
And she was special to you too, I imagine.
I generally go for what I think Faye would say, or sometimes I just kind of go for what
She was
I think would be the
forever
best thing she
stealing
could
things.
say in a situation.
She never listened to anyone. But then, I suppose that's what made her such a little character. And such a handful.
She was just doing what she needed to survive.
Something tells me you know a little bit about that yourself.
Guess you could say that. We were even more alike than I realized.
Tanta Sila was a mighty warrior. I'd watch yourself out there if I were you.
So let's look to Bard again, shall we?
Hello, Frey. I was just pondering the fleeting nature of life. One moment, we are laughing together, not a care in the world. The next, we are not but dust on the wind. What good can come of love in such a time? Surely it can only end in tragedy.
I hate to say it, but you might be right.
Some music, perhaps? Though I fear it will do precious little to lift the mood. Then allow me to perform the horrible terror of Preynost.
He really needs some help naming this.
Preynost is a harsh and unforgiving land. Not all who make the journey there are fortunate enough to escape a fiery fate. And for those they leave behind, not remains but emptiness. You would do well to take care if you plan on venturing there yourself.
Not exactly the most illuminating of ditties, was it? That's the trouble with these arty types. Very little in the way of practical advice.
What do you mean? Preynost bad. Stay away. That was pretty much the message, right?
Well, this is amusing. He is very pretentious, but clearly he's doing his best. He's just not very bright.
Odin's over the moon to have her father back. I don't think I've ever seen her so happy. I'd say we owe you a thank you.
So I see we have a gathering over there. Let's see what they have to say.
The next stage of the plan will require the townspeople to be evacuated to a suitable...
Yeah, this part's kind of assuming you actually managed to talk to her in that time, but I lost where the little question mark symbol was with the little triangle prompt, so it got a bit awkward there.
You? What are you still doing in Sepal? You will not escape Tanta Sila's wrath, you know. Her enemies receive no quarter. None.
Is she from Preynost? Seems rather keen on Sila.
Maybe she can tell us more about her.
She is the Tanta of strength, blessed with the power to fortify both mind and body.
That sounds tricky to deal with.
And her gifts do not end there. She is a leader under whose unflinching discipline whole armies cower. Her mere presence on the battlefield is enough to strike terror into the hearts of her enemies.
Okay, I get it. She's one stone-cold, badass bitch.
You trespassed upon her realm. You are a threat, and as such, are not to be tolerated.
Just because I walked over some imaginary line? Shit, should have brought a passport.
There is no just when it comes to trespass on sacred ground, girl. Especially not when the ground in question belongs to one so powerful. It was your fault the city was attacked. Tanta Sila wished only to drive out the threat.
And she clearly wasn't the only one.
Yeah, Dax is pretty clearly in heavy denial about how badly Tanta Sila's fallen.
But no harder than she was on herself. Beneath that stern exterior lies a warmer heart. Her desire to protect the people of Athia. This is what drives her.
Protect? Is that what you call smashing shit up and killing people?
What use is there in talking to one as corrupted as you?
Sorry I asked. Why do I even
But yeah,
care
her
who
problem
she
is one of
or
religious
who
devotion.
She used to be. She killed Olivia. That's all that matters.
As long as you remain, the city remains in danger. Tanta Sila may yet be forced to destroy us all. You must go to her, and be punished for your crimes.
Oh, I'll go to her all right. And when I find her, she's dead.
See, it seems Dax really needs some deprogramming. She's very heavily into Sila's whole aesthetic, but hasn't quite really taken in that Sila has completely lost it. And is no longer a friend of hers.
You really do have the magic touch.
swear I've seen it before somewhere.
The cat that was just here? Oh yes, I know it. Poor wretched creature was all little Olivia had.
You think it's waiting for her to come back?
I hope not. Putting your faith in humans is a great way to guarantee disappointment.
Hey, it's not like she wanted to leave him behind, asshole.
All right, all right. I'm sorry I spoke.
Yeah, the main thing to keep in mind with the Taunters is their relationship to their people was not a healthy one. Not only were they worshipped, they kind of considered everything about them to be infallible.
Wait, children, come back. I haven't... I suppose you saw that. They just will not listen to me.
Something tells me he gets that a lot.
The children of Athia place no value on their education. None. The blame is not entirely theirs, of course. My teachings will not fill their bellies. Not today, at any rate. But if they do not learn to think of tomorrow, if they would only let me teach them. But no, they will not hear a word of it.
Can't really blame them. They've been through a lot.
None save dear Olivia, that is. Poor child. She, at least, was kind enough to listen. Had I only been able to teach her to read, I am sure her love of learning would have blossomed.
You mean they can't even read? Maybe you could, I don't know, start with some simple rhymes or something?
Yes. What a fine idea. I could certainly do worse than try. Thank you. The gift of wisdom is a precious one indeed. I will experiment with the method you suggest. Now, if you will excuse me.
Now, when we see Trehi in comparison to the others, we see he's a lot more willing to think. He has a lot more critical thinking skills.
I wasn't exactly trying to inspire the guy, but I'll take it.
When we find out more about Tanta Olas, we'll find out why. But for now, just bear in mind, while the other Tantas seem to really lack critical thinking skills, Trehi is all about it. That kind of makes him the best one, honestly. So I'm just marking these event markers so I don't lose them, so just make it easier for me to beeline to them. Because the last thing anyone needs is to get lost in the middle of the video and extending the length of it and causing it to start glitching when it starts baking, so I'm going to have to be careful about that to make sure that I reduce the chance of that happening as much as I can. So now it's time to finally explore the upper city a little bit, because that was all the little question marks in Lower Sepal. So it's time to go to Rich People Land and see what events happen up there. Once I remember the layout of the land, of course.
Well, if it isn't our favorite council person.
Foul creature! Still you refuse to leave the city? You who brought Tanta Sila's wrath upon us?
Say it was my fault one more time. I dare you.
Councilman Janesh!
Cease your wickedness, demon. Do not approach her. All who do shall surely die. Those who consort with her will perish in agony, just like the child.
What the fuck did you just say?
Calm down, Frey. Don't let him get to you.
You think because you returned that feeble-minded old dotard to us that something has changed? Well, think again. You are a blight upon us all, a bringer of doom.
The councilman speaks the truth! Leave this place! Be gone!
Fuck!
You actually managed to exercise some self-control. I'm impressed.
Not as impressed as I am.
They're not worth your time. You did the right thing.
Yeah, well, Dax's whole thing is a fairly religious fervor. Janesh is 100 million times worse. Because he has completely drank the Kool-Aid on Sila. So no matter how insane she's gone, he just refuses to accept that she is the problem and not Frey. Because he is not a very smart man. He is the complete opposite to Trihi in a lot of ways, in that he is just the worst person imaginable. I mean, you can tell though that the councilmen are out of touch. Council people are out of touch because just look how they dress. They such ridiculous headdresses. Also, something to bear in mind as well, the council is out of balance. As they mentioned earlier, the council should have had not Janesh but Robian, and with that they would have lost one of the two Sila worshippers they had, and had a Sinter instead. That's important, but we'll see why that is later. But it would have been a lot more balanced.
Because you said you would go to Tanta Sila yourself. I would advise you not to go back on your word.
Wait, is that Olivia's name?
Among others, yes. This is a record of those who perished.
Rather a morbid thing to be jotting down, don't you think?
Your recklessness resulted in the deaths of many innocents.
My recklessness? I wasn't the one who almost got Auden killed.
Better to lose one life than countless others. Or do you disagree?
That one feels like the most like Frey to say.
What I do know is why it's so easy for people like you to spout that shit. Because you're never the ones making the sacrifice. So yeah, I don't know. And I don't want to know. Look, let me make it simple for you. Sila's going down. And no one is getting sacrificed. Least of all me.
I have to say, I'm not hugely convinced by the people in charge around here. With that kind of attitude, they'll have sacrificed the whole city before long.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, Belette is a far more kind of, far more distant kind of person when it comes to the situation. She really distances herself from it. And when we know more about her Tanta, we'll learn a bit more what that is as well.
What are they doing?
If I had to guess, I'd say they're offering up prayers to the dead.
Doesn't look like praying's done much for Athia so far.
Well, the habits of a lifetime are hard to break. And who can blame them for seeking a little solace after all they've lost?
Yeah, guess you're right.
But from what we've seen so far, we can tell that Sila's people are the most aggressive. Onus has the most intelligent.
I could have protected you.
And Belette's
I can't
Tanta
change anything now, but
appears to be much more about
I wish I could have spoken to you one last
logic.
day.
But without any common sense. So that's all the question marks done.